Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I'm kind of excited because not only are you going to get a tutorial on this look that I have here on my eyes right now, but I am going to be reviewing the 88 Warm palette. So this is a new product from Coastal Scents. You may be familiar with the 88 palettes they already have that are the 88 Shimmer or the 88 Matte, which is just a whole array of super colorful shades. Well, with this palette, if you, maybe aren't so much into the bright colors, but you love a good smoky eye or a good brown eye, hello! You can do all of that with this palette. You've got all the shades sort of over here to get that smoky eye you might be after. There's a great matte black here that is wonderful to use. And then up in here, it may be getting kind of washed out on camera, but what you've got is a lot of different silvery shades, some white shades, cream shades. Here in the middle, you've got some nice warm colors that sort of have some purpley and reddish undertones, which make it for a very interesting color. Some of those I'm going to be using in this tutorial coming up here. I'm really excited about that. We've got some kind of browns that are more of a, instead of the cool browns, they're kind of the warm browns in here. Some gorgeous gold shades, and then we head over to this side where you've got a nice array right here in this little sector of wonderful matte brown shades, all tones. And something that you may notice as you look at this palette, if I can show it to you a little bit more closely, there's a real variation in the textures and the finish that you will get with these shadows. There are plenty of matte shades, but there's a lot of shimmer shades. There's a lot of very high shimmer shades in this. And I mean, if you're the type of person that maybe you've gotten the say the 88, one of the 88 palettes that it has more of the colorful shades in it, and you just find yourself gravitating toward those neutrals more. Maybe you just feel like you're going to get a lot more good out of those for work, or you're just more comfortable wearing neutral tones. This may be a great choice for you. Now, Coastal Scents also has the, I believe it's a 28 neutral palette where the shadows are going to be bigger than these. These are about the size of a dime right here. But if you got that one, you would be getting some bigger shades, but you wouldn't get quite the variety in terms of all of these gray tone shadows. Okay, so you're really getting the full spectrum here. And when I say, the browns and smoky looks, yes, you can do that, but the tutorial I'm going to show you is going to prove that you can get a really fun twist on a warm eye look using some of the burgundies in here, some of the more unusual shades. Like, I mean, there's some unique colors. I'm going to be using one that's like a plum. It's very similar to Tracks by MAC. It's got like that plummy shade with golden undertones. So there's some very unique color combinations within each shadow that make them really fun to use. And over the course of the past week, I have used this one palette every day for work, and I've kind of challenged myself to do a little different look every day, and I was really able to do that. And so this is probably right now one of my favorite Coastal Scents palettes. I really love just the creativity they allow you to have by having so many different shades. But like I said, if your comfort zone is really with these neutral shades and you want something that can take you can use on a daily basis for work, this is a phenomenal palette to have. And like I said, shimmery, matte, you name it, you can get a zillion different eye looks out of this. So I'm a big fan. You can check it out on Coastal Scents website. I'll have the information over there in the sidebar. And for now, I will turn it over to my tutorial on this look that I'm wearing right now, and it's just sort of a natural spin on it. Hang around till the end of the video because I will show some pictures of a more dramatic twist on the very same look, so keep on watching. The first step is to apply a primer to your eyelid. I used my L'Oreal Decrease Primer, and then I'm going to go to my Warm palette and use this kind of rosy shade right here. I'm going to use that all over my lid, and then I'm going to go over towards one of these more, kind of goldeny buttercream kind of colors. I'm going to use that all over my lid. And then just sort of highlight the inner part with that creamy shade there. We're going to take We're going to use a couple of shades here. I'm just going to show them both to you first. The first one being this really unique color. It's like a purpley shade with some golden undertones, and then this pretty burgundy plum right down here. So those will be the shades I'm using as I refer to these kind of plummy brown shades. So that first one that I showed you, the one that's not quite so dark and matte, I'm going to just use a medium-sized crease brush and apply that all over the crease. Just kind of giving myself that wash of color there. It's really blendable and just kind of gives you a really natural look at this point. Next, I'm going to take my fine crease brush and I'm going to use that more matte burgundy plum shade, and we're going to use this to sort of define the crease just a little bit more. It just shows the versatility of this palette. While there are a lot of great smoky shades, a lot of great browns, you also have the opportunity to use some really unique colors here. So, yeah, just get that, kind of go over the crease and then kind of work it out just a little bit. Practically like the outer V. And just kind of getting this halo of warm color here. Okay. And then if you want, go ahead and take a fluffy brush and kind of work it over the outer edges of that, so it can be a little bit more blended. And then we're going to take, there's a matte black shade in this, and just so we all can kind of envision what that is, so I'm not going to lift up my palette again, but it's just the matte black color in this palette, and we're just going to use that at the outer half, outer third maybe, of our crease. And for that we are creating more of that defined outer V. These are so easy to blend and so pigmented. I'm really, really happy with that aspect of this palette. Okay. So there you go. You can see we've kind of developed that outer V there, and that's pretty much the shadow look right there. It comes together really nicely. One other thing I'm going to do, remember the kind of matte burgundy plum shade. I'm going to get some of that actually on my fluffy brush, and as sort of a finishing touch, just to further warm up this area, I'm just going to go over that again, just like that. I love that warmth there. And then I'm going to use a lighter color up in here. I'm going to use the sort of buttercream shade that I used all over the lid, primarily on the inner half. And just use that up above here. I hope you enjoy this look. This is a pretty natural take on it, but I just wanted to sort of show that even though this palette is packed with great shades for a smoky eye or just a neutral brown eye, you can also use some of these shades just to get a super warm kind of that burgundy plum tone to the eye, and it turns out to be so natural. It's strange because you think, oh, I might look more natural just the gray or just the brown, but it's amazing how these plum and burgundy tones really pick up on the natural shades that are in our skin. So when we use that as our contour shade, we end up getting a really natural warm look around the eye area. So I enjoyed the effect of that, and I will include some pictures at the end here of a more dramatic take on this look as well. The night before I had done it and kind of discovered some of these shades in the palette, and I was like, oh wow, I could do a more natural look for a tutorial on this as well. So on my lips, I am wearing my Wet n Wild Brandywine lip liner. It's just kind of a neutrally sort of, I don't know, reddish brown shade actually, and then I topped it off with this Too Faced Mirror lip gloss, and I'm perfect. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the look. Everything else on my face is Everyday Minerals. Just use the Intensive Foundation all over, and the Everyday Bronzer, and the Salon Fun Blush. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.